Good morning, everyone. You are watching Spirit Sessions of View of the Light with my co-host Bex Marie. Teresa Warren is on Mima duty, and so she'll be returning next week. We are so excited today because, we span the globe and we're talking about time zones. We're always time traveling here on Spirit Sessions. We have guests from all over the world and we have viewers from all over the world. So come in, comment, let us know where you're coming from, like and share our page. Check us out on YouTube at Spirit Sessions View of the Light or on the Breakthrough Show Network, or go to veryparanormal.com and catch us there. Our shows are uploaded to those venues every week, and we just love having you here. So we'd like to introduce, and so we're going to take a minute to share this out to all our friends and let them know we're on today. And so if you guys want to do that too, that would be wonderful. I haven't seen anybody comment, but everybody's slow getting up this morning. It must be hot. But I want you to introduce. Oh, yay. Sherry Merritt says she's made it here. Yay. Sherry, are you in Georgia? I can't remember. Sorry, my brain's gone today. I just want you to introduce Kelly Leaning. Kelly Leaning, and we met through the Akashic Academy and through Katie Steinley's Celestial Tribe. And she's such a gentle soul, such a giving soul. She's just a lovely person. And when you meet her, you'll understand why she's naturally just a healer. Kelly, can you tell us a little bit about your journey here? Oh, Sherry's from Alabama. Sorry.
My journey. Well, thank you both of you for welcoming me to your show. It's an absolute honor to be your guest. It's really beautiful, and a big hello to everyone who's watching. I'm actually British, but I'm based in Germany at the moment, so a big hello from Europe. It's 6 p.m. our time, so yeah, we've had a very hot day too. My journey, well, like a lot of us, I guess, we kind of land on it unexpectedly, and that was kind of my case. If you'd asked me maybe 7 years ago that I'd be sitting on a spiritual show, that I would be living in Germany and actually using my degree to, I've got my corporate job in marketing, which I actually studied with languages, French and German, but that I was to be doing healing in German and in French and reading the Akash and everything in French and German as well, I would have not believed you. I would have laughed at you. So my journey basically started, as I said, back in 2015. Things weren't going too well in my personal life. I've been in Germany for now 20 years. So I was just a new mum. I had 2 little boys under the age of 3. And it was just my husband was starting to check out of our marriage. Things weren't as they should be. And it kind of all came to a head, and he left, unfortunately, which kind of was like, my safety blanket here in Germany was kind of wiped out from under my feet, which, I'd lost my mum a few years beforehand. So, I kind of was just here in Germany, although I had friends, it was like I didn't have that, that person for me anymore who was my, basically, I suppose it would be codependency. But he was my partner. He was who I expected to spend, till death do us part kind of thing, my days with him. So, that kind of all led me onto a journey of because I went into autopilot just to be present as a mum for my children, obviously. And you kind of forget yourself when you have children. You put your children first, and then everything kind of else goes out the window. You're just trying to get through the day. And unfortunately, both kids didn't sleep. So that's probably a topic that most
2 boys that don't sleep. Oh my goodness.
I think a lot of people can probably relate to that, lack of sleep, losing yourself, losing touch of what's going on around you. So it kind of started my inner quest to kind of refine myself and to actually, pull myself back together, because basically when he left, it was like, someone had thrown me out the window and my pieces were just everywhere scattered on the floor, and I somehow needed to get those pieces back together, and by doing that I repieced myself back together. And obviously hopefully a better version of what I was before, and definitely a stronger version anyway.
And a just you version.
Just me. It was like, you have that conditioning from when you grow up as a child, the conditioning that we get from our parents, school systems, but at the time you don't think that's happening because you're not aware of it. It's just normal society, what's going on in the media and everything. So it's kind of like, it really made me have to clear everything out. And I kind of got introduced to Reiki, and I think a lot of people's journeys start with energy healing, with the Reiki path. And it was like, okay, what is this? And there was a friend I was visiting back in the UK. So I was back in my hometown of Ipswich, and an old school friend had been posting stuff that's what she was doing. So I reached out to her, and then we got back in touch, and then I went to her house, had a session, and I was like, no idea what this was, but just knew the benefits, what I felt from it. It was just like, okay, this is something I need to keep having because it's doing me good. It was like clearing me out on my emotional level. It was clearing me out on my mental level, and obviously cracking me open on the spiritual level, which I didn't think about at the time, but just really helped me to go into that state of, alignment, really bring myself back, because I was all over the show, emotionally, I was all over the show.
Do you think it helps to heal those emotional wounds that we don't even know are there?
Yeah, totally.
And sort of that, like, it gives you it's like the Force, Luke. All of a sudden you have like power that you didn't realize you could access before.
Indeed, it's exactly that. Indeed, you put the nail on the head there, totally. And that's how it was. So I obviously started having these sessions, and it was through her that I ended up having a goddess Isis activation, and was then, before I went on my Reiki path, I actually was healing using the goddess Isis energy. So I was like using that because I wanted to be able to have that, to be able to help myself, not have to be codependent on someone to always go to healing. Obviously, it's lovely to receive, but when you're in a different country, and obviously remote Reiki and everything works perfectly, but I was kind of like, okay, I want to take my power back. It was all about me taking my power back, because I'd completely lost it. Basically, I'd handed it over to someone else. That person had decided to check out, and I needed to kind of claim it all back, and also claim back the elements of myself which I had let go of beforehand without even realizing. So and then I was using it on my children, and I was like, okay, no one in Germany knows what this is. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do my Reiki training. So I done my Reiki training over a process of a few years. And then I started off with the Usui Reiki, and then moved on to actually do the Holy Fire Reiki as well, because it really resonated with me. And instead of just actually having Reiki for myself and my children, I ended up starting to share it with others, and then teaching it to others as well. So it kind of
drug.
it just kind of takes you on this path. And it was through the Reiki that somehow I kind of, this word Akash kept coming in. And then obviously you start Googling it, and I'm thinking, what is this? Because obviously when you're working with energy, it's switching things on. My clair senses were being switched on. I was seeing things. I was having like kind of messages, but you think it's at that time you don't know what it is, and you don't want to believe it because you're not trusting yourself. So anyway, I ended up reaching out to Emily Harrison from the Akash Academy. And it was funny because somehow I ended up on her mailing list. I'm not quite sure how, but I ended up on her mailing list. And then there was emails coming through, and it's like, okay, this looks really good. So I set up a connection call with her, and had an Akashic record reading with her. And I was just like, this feels really good. This feels really normal. And, it really resonates. And she was like, Kelly, do you realize you're actually in the Akash quite a lot? And I'm like, so that's how I started my Akashic journey there. So it's kind of like absolute, complete and utter falling apart. Everyone has their own journey. For some point, for some people, what I went through maybe not bad at all, and that's absolutely fine, because everyone's pain level is different, because we're all uniquely individual, and we're all on our own paths. So that's kind of how I ended up on the whole spiritual path, and and for me it was just important, because I was so clueless at the beginning, that I wanted to make sure it was accessible to people who who are not really sure what's going on out there, and they've got those inner nudges, but they're like, oh no, I can't possibly be me. And we all know that each and every one of us has the ability to tap into this infinite healing and wisdom and guidance. So that's why I started off with creating my signature program, Activate Your Inner Healer, because I really wanted to create a program which I would have really appreciated, like really low key, really like bite-sized and tangible, and not too woo-woo out there. So someone who's like, I'm not spiritual or stuff like that, could actually relate to it, and then understand and pack it out for themselves what works for them. So yeah, I guess that in a nutshell, how it all started. And as you know, your yellow brick road starts, you get led, you get those breadcrumbs, you follow those breadcrumbs, which led me to Kyle Gray. I done my angel team certification with him and my crystal energy healing with him. So you as well. Yeah. And yeah, it's just like, okay. Yeah.
It's funny how even everybody's path sort of starts with that first step somewhere. And it's though, we're all kind of seeking something and then we get kind of pulled down that yellow brick road and it just keeps going until we find a point where, yeah, that's good. We're good here. Now we can start. Now we know. I think it takes a lot of classes or things to convince us that we're good enough.
Yeah,
That we
that's
do.
very true.
This is what it's real to us. Yes. Okay. Finally, it's real to us, right? It's like you don't realize that it's been there all along, but it takes a lot of page turning to find out. Oh, it's always been here.
Yeah, that's very true. And I also think a lot of it is because, in my case, I was always placing my trust outside of myself. I was always looking for the answers outside of my house. Outside of my house? Well, they were outside of me anyway, so they're probably outside of my house too. But it was just, yeah. And I must admit, at the beginning, you kind of do put all these people on a pedestal because you're like, oh my God, how could I possibly do that? Look at little old me. How me? No way. And then you realize, okay, we're all equal. We're all the same. We all have that ability. It's just like we're waiting for our keys to be given back to us so we can unlock that goodness again and remember and reactivate what's already actually there.
Yeah, and the Akashic Records helps a lot. And I didn't realize that, like you, I had I was always in my records.
Yeah.
Because once you are tuned to Reiki, you're in your records. You're always connected. The Honshu Shonim, the one symbol.
Of course, yes.
Yeah. So I'm looking back through my notes when I was talking to Emily when I was doing my course, and I've said this story before, and I went, oh. That's why I don't feel. Everybody's going, oh man, I feel this great connection. I'm going, oh, I'm not feeling it.
It's just like I've just gone next door. It's really just there.
But I would feel more of a woo when I went into someone else's connection because I wasn't familiar with that energy like I was familiar with my own life. So that's what that stuff is. Like when I don't know where it comes from, where it's coming from.
Yeah. Oh, that's just perfectly put. Oh. Yeah, definitely.
But Bex goes into hers and she just starts channeling and it's just like boom. And we know
I do what you call pulling out of my ass. So
that's what I call it. I'm pulling it out of my.
You're pulling out of your cash, not your ass.
But she talks. Her voice changes, so it changes in speed and timbre. And I always go, oh, Bex is just channeling now. And yeah, it's so much. Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it's fun to watch. It's fun to watch. It's fun to do that.
Yeah. Because I actually all started going down the path of mediumship as well. And I was like, I done a few courses in that and I had a really great teacher. His name was Phil Griggs. And it was really interesting because the whole time he's like, Kelly, you're just going up to source. You're bypassing it all. And it's like every now and again I was getting the thing, but for me it was just like ding, Akash the whole time.
Yeah.
So that's obviously where my area is. Yeah.
Well, and we're constantly connected to source when you've got Reiki. That's like you can't turn that off, right?
No, that's true.
Never goes off.
But, or not. Yeah.
And I think the mediumship, like I'm too chicken, and so I don't open myself up.
I think that's also what my it's because he used to say to me as well, Kelly, let your guard down. And I think it's that ultimate. It's not fear, it's respect. There is a lot of respect there because it's like, oof.
Yeah.
It's responsibility.
Mine's blocked by that responsibility. Like I've had it pop up a few times and I've been like, I get into it, but then afterwards I'm like, I just don't feel like I can hold that responsibility. Like it's because, that can really shift someone in such a big way that, having the honor of bringing through someone who has meant so much to them, that for me was just, that's too big. I need to take a step back. Like, that's just too big for me. So it happens sometimes and I can't, like when it happens, oh my God, I get anxiety every time. I get because all the energy it's like, I call it anxiety because that's what it feels like, but it's just all this huge surge of energy. And if I allow myself to, go into the ego even for a second, I shut it down because I get so overwhelmed with the responsibility of it.
Yeah, the human kind of takes over, doesn't it? The human emotion then takes over.
Well, because I'm like, what if they're not ready for it? What if they, what if they don't want to hear that right now? Like, I totally go into I have to protect them, right? Like, what if they're not there yet?
And we know with the Akash.
Different filters, because if we could do everything, if everybody could do everything, I think we'd just be overwhelmed.
Oh, totally. And not being funny, sometimes we actually need to receive. It's like, I'm totally intrigued in sound healing. I find it absolutely amazing. But for me, that's my place for me to retreat and for me just to receive. I know we receive as well when we're given Reiki and when we're in the space of the Akash as well. We'll always receive and healing at the time. But sometimes we just need to be completely out of the equation and allow our human body just to receive and everything out beyond it as well.
And that's the hard part for us, is to step back. I mean, my sister says, I can't do Reiki on myself. It never works. Well, it works, but it doesn't feel the same as somebody else. When you give yourself over to someone who's doing Reiki on you, you are in that mode of just receiving. Because when you're doing it on yourself, as well as and as great as it is to do it on yourself, and I always continue to tell my students to do it daily, like it's just a daily practice. It's like giving yourself a massage. It's just not
right.
Well,
I think the thing with that, though, is the idea that when we're doing it is that we have to be doing something, but all we really are is a channel for it to go through. So we don't have to do anything. I think that's where we can step out of that, and maybe the ability to give Reiki to yourself really has to do with that. Stop doing, right? Just allow. And then maybe
surrendering.
So I've only done Usui Reiki. Well, and that's not true. I've done Violet Flame Reiki too. What do you find the difference between Holy Fire Reiki? I know it's facets of the same diamond, sort of like it's and it's like
I've got Atlantean Reiki as well, which I also do. That's
awesome.
That's really cool because you work with the elements of the water as well, and that's just gorgeous as well. But with Holy Fire, what really resonates really well with me, it really connects my personal dots, like with the whole source, Akash and everything, because you're handing it upwards. I know you're handing it up with Usui as well, and Usui is also amazing, but it's more to do with the fact that when you are attuning someone else to that energy and opening their channel, it's actually the teacher is kind of opening the space and is the vessel, but the energy goes directly from the Holy Fire, so from source, from God, whatever you would like to call it, and goes directly and plants those the symbols in the energy field of the student, so that whatever's going on with that teacher, we can be, our energy can be as squeaky clean as we try. If something's happened on the day, and sometimes there's always something, it just takes the teacher out of the equation. So it's really like a direct connection between, and the Holy Fire, it empowers, and it also purifies, as well as it heightens your intuition and just creates this feeling of love, which is really wonderful. And it just ignites it. It just ignites everything inside you, I feel. And it's just, for me, it just resonates really well because it works with certain aspects, like it works with the flame, obviously. And I like that because obviously the violet flame and stuff like that, just for me, it just all fits in nicely. And that's why I like it so much. And also because you can really have an experience with it. You can really hold that space. Yeah.
So when you're trying to activate our inner healer. What do you think people need to do that? Because we all have that inner healer in ourselves.
We do, and that inner healer is always waiting for us to start trusting ourselves. That's kind of like, the motto of my business space is trust, heal, be thyself, and thyself is like, that element of us, which is part of us, which we always think is outside of us. And for me, also my personal journey started with having to place that trust back in myself. And through placing my trust back in myself, I was able to start healing myself. And when you start healing yourself, you start actually being who you're supposed to be, the person your authentic self, your favorite self, whatever you like to call it, that higher version of yourself, that person, that embodiment that you're meant to be on this planet, basically. And to activate your inner healer is basically about, starting that inner journey of self-trust, that inner journey of self-love, that's commitment to thyself, to, you know, really understanding and working with your own energy, understanding, you know, where you've been people pleasing, where you need to put your boundaries in, how you can make sure that you're completely grounded, how you can clear your energy, how you can put energy protection in and so forth. And I also do a lot of EFT tapping in there as well. So, you know, that people have like a little toolbox at the end, what they can just have that as their basics, what they've got with them, and they can use them in any aspect of their life and not be codependent on someone else, to know that they have that power within themselves to activate that inner healer and trust thyself, basically, and in their own hands and in their own body, because it's all within. We know that. So that's kind of how it starts. Yeah.
So you started a course with that. So you have it in little bite-sized pieces?
Yeah, I do have bite-sized pieces. So I used to teach this live, and I do it also in I do one-on-one, offer one-on-one mentorship with it as well. But, you know, obviously with all the time zone differences, it's sometimes difficult to make it work when you've got children as well, and on the side as well. So it's basically a 4-week course, but it's been created now, all fresh automated content. You know, it's completely content which is freshly recorded for, you know, for this. And people can basically work through it at their own pace. There's activations, there's tips how to, you know, do your own grounding, how to clean your own energy, and really, you know, create your own self-love rituals and stuff like that. It's really just connecting to yourself, basically, and reminding you that you have that sovereignty and that power within yourself to do this, because we all do, and we forget this. We always want to put someone else on a pedestal and think, oh, I need to go to this person, and oh my God, this person's so amazing. They've got so many viewers, they've got so many followers, they've got so many this. It doesn't matter. Sometimes we just, what our little bit of light is doing is rippling out and helping someone. And we know ourselves that we're always so grateful for the people who we meet, who we learn from, or who we help and guide, or who are just present in our life. And we just need to remember that we're equally the same for somebody else.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love that, because it's, you know, before 2020 happened and everything went upside down, we were being guided. You know, there's so many messages coming through collectively of how we were going to be pushed to have to look within. We need to stop becoming dependent on what was outside of us for, you know, our truth, our clarity, for our healing, for everything. It was really about the journey within. And so, of course, you know, in that space of isolation that started, it helped people to really start looking at themselves and seeing where they needed to do the work, right? And so here you are showing up with this course that gives them all of the basic, you know, essentials for that journey within. And I love that so much. It's so empowering.
Thank you. And it was also like, you know, for me, I landed straight, like a lot of people, straight in Reiki. And it would have been cool, because obviously in the Activate Your Inner Healer, we do a lot of work on the clair sensors. So, you know, we're activating that, which are amazing. When you start working with energy and that's already switched on, it was kind of like I wanted something which was before that, you know, which wasn't so like, because some people, you know, Reiki might be a bit, oh no, I don't want that, that's too woo-woo, or I don't trust it, or something like that. And it's like, for me, it's kind of like this, the springboard for either, you know, learning Reiki or any form of energy healing, or wanting to learn your Akashic records and how to read them. That's why,
like prep school.
Yeah, it's elementary school. See, I'm being very good in saying in an American word, primary school, I'd say, if I was back home.
Primary, the primary school, just where you get to learn the basics before you, because even the language is different, right? You go in and people start talking this other language, and you're going, what are you talking about? Higher self? I don't know what my higher self is. Or what's that,
Exactly. Yeah. And this is something I do also in the Activate Your Inner Healer. You get to meet your higher self. You go on a journey to meet your higher self too, which is also very nice.
So you can give us a taste of what some of your activations are like. Can you give us a taste today? Like a little.
I'm being really cool today, because I was thinking what needs to come through, but I feel like I need to take you on a journey, and I keep kind of getting. Yeah, we'll see what comes through. I think there's going to be an activation in there. I think it's going to be more heart-based activation, which is also, I think we all need that. So it's coming through. Definitely, it's going to be heart-based, and so if everyone's up for it and wants to allow themselves to trust me to take them on a little journey, I'd be delighted to do that.
Awesome. Yeah.
Okay.
Great.
All right then. Well, then I invite everyone to get nice and comfortable, to shut down their eyes or soften their gaze, whichever feels more comfortable for you. Okay. Allow yourself to sit up straight, or if you're choosing to lie down, that's equally fine. Or if you're sitting down, absolutely fine. Okay. And if you can, just make sure your feet are on the ground beneath you, so your soles are placed firmly down. Relax your shoulders. Allow yourself to settle into your energy. Allow yourself to go within and connect with your breath. And invite you now to take a nice deep breath, filling your belly, allowing it to expand and be filled with this beautiful universal life energy, this oxygen, this breath, which is so precious for us. And on your exhale, you're going to release anything that was on your mind before you joined today, anything which has happened so far in your day or the days beforehand. Just going to let that go. I'm just going to exhale that all out with that breath. And then you're going to take another nice deep breath in, filling your base of your spine, your belly, your heart space, and call in the light 360 degrees around you. Filling that up, filling your cup. And on your exhale, you're going to release everything and anything which no longer serves you. You're going to set the intention now to let that go with your exhale. And you're going to allow that to be released from your being. And we're going to take another nice deep breath in, and this time you're going to feel it coming in through the soles of your feet and feel it going up your legs, up your thighs, to the base of your spine, filling up your belly, your heart, your lungs to their fullest capacity. And just hold that breath for 1, 2, 3, and then you're going to let that go, and you're going to send it down as we're going to create our column of light in our being. So you're going to do that by sending that beautiful breath down your torso, past your hips and pelvis, down your thighs, into your knees, down your shins, swirling around your ankles, into your feet, each into every single toe. And you're going to feel that coming out the soles of your feet, kissing the ground beneath you. And you're going to allow that energy, as you would imagine, like roots coming out of the soles of your feet, you're going to allow that energy to penetrate through the earth beneath you, between the ground. It doesn't matter where you are. If you're sitting down, you can imagine this going through your tailbone. That's also fine. And you're just going to extend that down and allow those roots to really go down every single layer of our sacred earth. So it's going to pass the sacred waters, which are going to cleanse and purify your energy field and washing away any worries or concerns. And you can send it even further past the sacred caves of ancestral wisdom and allow those roots to reap any nourishment which your being, your body needs today. And you're going to send it even further down past the layers of burning lava. And this fiery lava is going to burn away anything which no longer serves you. Anything which has been stagnant in your energy field. It's just going to be burnt away now. And then you're going to send these roots even further down till you reach the crystalline core of our beautiful planet Mother Gaia. And allow yourself to be held. And you're being held like a mother holds her child. You're safe. You're protected. And you're completely, utterly grounded now. And just allow yourself to be anchored and held by the Great Mother. And take a couple of nice deep breaths. And when you feel ready, you're going to breathe in and pull up that unconditional love and energy of Mother Earth. You're going to pull it up through those beautiful, strong roots of yours, which are anchoring you down to her, connecting your heart to the heartbeat of our planet. And you're going to pull them up. You'll see it pass in the various layers of the earth. You're going to feel it tickling the soles of your feet as it enters into your body, climbing past your ankles, up your shins, past your knees, up your thighs, to your hips and pelvis. We're going to bring ourselves into alignment and activate our rainbow bridge within as well before we go on our little journey. So when you reach the base of your spine, you can see a beautiful red light igniting within. You can see this activating your root chakra, anchoring you even more deeply, connecting you even more to security. You see this beautiful red light igniting, circling, growing bigger and bigger and spinning faster and faster inside. And then you're going to pull up this nourishment from Mother Earth even higher towards the area just below your sacral, just below your belly button. And you can see a beautiful orange light igniting. And then you're going to pull it up even higher, just above your belly button. And you can see that beautiful golden sun, your personal golden sun within you, the seat of your soul. Your gut instinct being activated and cleared. You're really the essence of you. You see that beautiful inner sun growing in size, spinning faster and faster. You may even see rays of light coming out of your entire body, really clearing you out inside. And really letting that inner light within you shine. And then you're going to pull it up towards your heart space, and you can see a glorious green light within, light up, activating your heart space. So you are able to receive the love and nourishment from this activation today. This love and nourishment which you so freely give to others is now your time to receive today. And then we're going to pull it up towards your throat area. And you can see a royal blue light ignite within you. And this is activating your clarity of speech. To speak with clarity, grace, and always for the highest good of all. And also for the utmost truth. So you see that blue light activating, growing bigger and bigger and spinning in size. Now you're going to put up to the place between your eyes and your brow, your third eye. And you can see this indigo light igniting, connecting you to spirit, switching on your clear senses, your ability to see clearly, hear clearly, feel clearly, and just have that inner knowing and understanding and trust in it. Okay? And then you're going to pull it up even up higher to the crown of your head. You can see a beautiful light, a violet light ignite, connecting you to oneness, to all that is. I'm just going to invite you now to let that rainbow bridge dance within you. See those beautiful lights dancing along your spine as you've activated the rainbow bridge in your crystalline core, in your pillar of light, your personal pillar of light, which is being held by the Great Mother, by our planet. And just allow those lights to dance. And as they dance upwards, you see the red, the orange, the yellow, the green, the blue, the indigo, and the violet as it ascends your pillar of light. And as it descends, you see the violet, the indigo, the blue, the green, the yellow, the orange, and the red. And this is just aligning your chakras, bringing everything into alignment, balancing you out, making sure that everything's nice and clean within, like a little spiritual car wash within you. And then I'm going to invite you to pull the energy out the crown of your head and send it up higher and higher, past the ceiling of the room you're in, out of the roof of the building you're in, past the clouds, past the moon and stars, past the sun, passing the great central sun as it starts to exit our galaxy. And we're going to be held from the great Father Sky. I'm going to send that up and allow ourselves to be anchored in to the space of Father Sky, the space of the Akashic field, and allow yourself to be held, nourished and supported by the Great Mother, and allow yourself to feel the beautiful wisdom from the Great Father Sky. Okay? And now as we've activated our pillar of light, we're going to pull down that energy And I want to invite you to visualize that this beautiful golden white energy is being tipped into you from the space of Father Sky and raining down of you like a beautiful golden shower of goodness. Maybe rainbow, maybe you even see a different colour. Just allow yourself to receive what you need to receive. And you're going to allow this to enter the crown of your head. And you're going to feel this going down and anchoring into the space of your heart. And from our heart space, we're going to go on a little journey together. Okay? I invite you now to place your hands on your heart, being ready to receive. And as you open your heart, I want you to imagine there's like a door in your heart. Maybe it looks like a gate. Maybe it's like something on a palace or like an old tower or anything. How that door looks to you is completely individual to each and every single one of us. And you allow yourself to visualize yourself placing your hand on the door handle or turning it round like a doorknob, and allow yourself to walk through that door. When you walk through that door, you feel the most beautiful golden sunshine kissing your face. You're feeling a breeze going through your hair. You realize now that you're barefooted, and this soft, juicy green grass is tickling the soles of your feet as you walk forward. And you see that there's a path which is calling you to follow this path. So step by step, feeling the beautiful, glorious sun shining down, filling you up with feelings of love. You feel nourished from this beautiful warmth. You feel safe. Even though you don't quite know where you are, you feel completely, utterly safe. And you allow yourself to be guided, placing one foot in front of the other as you follow this path. And this path goes through a forest. So you're breathing in, and when you're breathing in the nourishment of this beautiful forest. And as you feel when your feet touch the ground, you feel the earth's energy flowing into the soles of your feet. You feel completely nourished and safe. And up ahead, you see that it's starting to get lighter as you come to the edge of the forest. And you allow yourself to follow a path which is leading and exiting the forest. So you follow the path, hearing the sounds of nature, the birds tweeting, the bees buzzing, still feeling that wind kissing your cheeks, blowing through your hair, ever so gently, caressing you, and that sun still filling you up with warmth and feelings of safety. And you will exit the forest, and as you look ahead of you, you realize that you are now in England. You are now standing in front of Stonehenge. You see these beautiful, mighty stones in front of you, and you feel the inner pull, like your soul is calling you to get closer. So you listen to this inner pull, this nudge for you to go over and touch the stones. So walking over to the stones, you really feel overwhelmed with the beauty, with this sacredness, with the peace that you feel within you and are experiencing outside of you as well. And you realize that you really feel the need to sit down and ground. So you walk up to one of the stones, which is standing in this mighty circle, and you allow yourself to touch the stone with your hand, feeling its strength, its wisdom, the history within, speaking to you, speaking to your soul. And you ask the stone if it's okay if you're allowed to sit down and lay against it briefly. And you receive the answer yes. So you allow yourself to sit down. The soft grass is against your legs. You feel connected to the earth as your bottom is on the ground, and you feel the strength and support of the stone against your back as you lean back against it. And you allow yourself to just soak in this goodness. And at the center of your heart, you realize you can see and feel something opening up, like a flower of your choice, starting to open petal for petal as this beautiful sun comes down above your head, against your face. It's also leading into your heart space, allowing anything where you've put walls up and allowed that beautiful flower within you, in your heart space, to close. Whether it be fear, overwhelm, anxiety, it doesn't matter. You don't need to name it or label it. You just know that this beautiful light is giving this inner flower within your heart the nourishment that it needs. And this nourishment within your heart is spreading around your whole entire being. And as you allow yourself to receive, you realize that you're not alone. You realize that you've never been alone. You realize that you're always connected to everything, and that you always have the ability to connect to thyself and to listen to any messages which need to come through to you, whether they're intuitive nudges, whether it's just the moment that you know that you just need to rest and to trust that it's okay for you just to be. And you see inside of you this beautiful flower opening until it's in full bloom in the center of your heart. And you hear little drums in the background, and you feel your heart beating in tune with the drumming in the background. And you know that your heart space is being activated, and your feet receiving a huge amount of healing energy right now. Just allow yourself to receive and feel that heart beating under your hands, knowing that your heart is open wide, waiting for even more love to come through. This love which you so generously share with so many other people. This space which you share and hold for so many people. Now is your time to fill up your own cup, so you can continue to do that. And you may have whisperings from the Stonehenge. A message may come through to you through the rocks around you. And just allow anything which is coming through to you now, whether it's a feeling, or even if it's nothing, that's absolutely fine. Everyone's receiving exactly what they need right now. And this is your time basically to regenerate, to rejuvenate, to receive the nourishment that you so deserve. And slowly you feel and know that you've been sitting here for quite a while. You feel the coolness of the rock behind you. The wind is starting to pick up a little bit. And the light from the sunlight is starting to go to dusk. So you take a nice deep breath, thanking for the healing, for the activation, for any wisdom which has come through. And you allow yourself to slowly stand, knowing that your heart is fully opened, has received massive healing, and that you're feeling so much joy and love within you. And you slowly move away from the stones which are encircled. And you see that you're not alone, and that your soul family is with you. Each and every one of your soul family has equally been sitting up there at a different rock, a different stone, receiving the same activation. And you smile, feeling generally so happy. And then you start to walk away from Stonehenge, finding the path which leads to a small gate. And this gate is actually the doorway back into your heart as we leave this little journey and enter back into your heart by opening the gate. And know that this place is always available for you at any time that you need. That you can go on this journey yourself. And as you focus on your heart, knowing that it's wide open, feeling that it's completely wide open, allow yourself to concentrate on your breath as you bring yourself back into the here and now, into your body. And we pull up the roots which are wrapped around the crystalline core of our planet. We pull them slowly up till we feel them in our soles of our feet, and we feel that our soles of the feet are really stuck on the ground beneath us. And we slowly bring down that column of light which we had going up into the space of farther sky, into the Akashic field. We allow that to slowly come down and meet in our heart space. And we know that every answer that we deserve, that we need, that we require, we will always find in our heart and not in our mind. And now slowly bring your hands to your thighs. Rub them up and down your thighs, feeling back into your human spacesuit. You may want to wiggle your toes and fingers. Maybe stamp your feet on the ground beneath you. Roll your shoulders, give your body a little bit of a move, whatever feels comfortable for you. Take a nice deep breath and plant a beautiful smile on your face. And when you're ready, you can slowly open your eyes and come back into the here and now.
Wow. I wanted to go to Stonehenge this week. Oh, so cool. That was a lovely journey.
That was.
Thank you.
So good for solstice too. It was perfect.
Yeah, that's I think why I wanted to come through. It really felt that. Yeah, and I think a lot of us, the time we're always, we forget that we're closing our hearts off. And I always feel like, just imagine you've got that beautiful flower within you, and when you're feeling overwhelmed, those little petals are going back in, and we're putting those walls up around our heart. And sometimes we just need to remember we need to keep open that, and we all need to do that. We always, yeah. So I'm glad you enjoyed that.
Yeah, what a lovely.
Thank you for letting me take you there.
Oh,
That's amazing.
that was magical.
Are you recording those too? Do you record those and make them available for people to buy? You should.
I should start doing that, shouldn't I?
That was a very in-depth journey, and it was very, it was very, like, it activated all of my senses. It was just very, powerful.
Well, that was my gift to everybody today, because that's just come through right now.
That's awesome. And people, you can download this in the podcast form, and you can play it at night before you go to bed, or when
Yeah.
you're outside, and you could just play it on your podcast too. So
That's
that'd be awesome. You
brilliant.
can take it with you everywhere you want to go. That's the nice thing about having it in podcast form as well as on our
Yes.
YouTube. So
Definitely.
thank you
I
very
think
much.
I'm going to download it for myself as well.
Yeah,
It's
uh,
amazing. You should.
yeah, it's awesome. You can get it on Apple or Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts. So yeah, it's out there. So it's wonderful. That's a great one. Just scroll ahead. Yeah, that's awesome. So I wouldn't suggest you listen to it in your car and do it though.
No.
No, no,
No,
no, no, no,
definitely.
no,
I
no,
love
no.
how
Do
you,
this.
yeah,
Yeah.
I loved how you pulled back up the roots and pulled back down, or and just sort of made us back solid again. That was
Mhm.
like that.
Thank you. Yeah.
Deborah's here, and she says, "Hello, beautiful Kelly."
Hi, Deborah.
Yeah. So
Oh,
I hope you all enjoyed that trip. Because I'm not getting to go to Stonehenge this week, so that's
It's
nice.
okay. We just astrally projected, so we did it. We went.
exactly. There we go.
Wonderful. Bex,
Yeah.
you have some questions for Kelly, and I'm
Too.
sure you
Well,
prepped
they're
her.
easy for me to remember because I'm definitely feeling like
I am as well, actually.
out there, just very relaxed and spacey. But
Good.
the first question, yes, is if you had to choose a song to be the theme song of your life just for right now, what would that be?
Okay, I was thinking about this question and it was really making me think, okay. And I just kept getting two really random songs come through from my guides, okay? The first one, they're really random, okay? So
It's
remember,
okay.
Akashic, no judgment, okay? The first one which I got is I'm Still Standing from Elton John.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one was, which I have no idea where this come through, because it's definitely not from my children, because, you know, they're boys, was from Frozen, you know, Let It Be. And I'm just like, okay, maybe there's something in me what just wants to let
Yeah,
it be. Yeah. So,
that's awesome. No, I mean, it makes sense with all the work that you're doing and teaching people, how to rise in themselves and then to let go of everything that no longer serves them. Like, it makes perfect sense. That's part of your mission.
Yeah.
I love that. Beautiful. Okay, second question. What is your favorite crystal that you're working with right now?
I am really loving Angel Aura at the moment.
Oh, that's a nice
I really love it. And I've got a beautiful ring. I don't know if you can see it here. It's like,
Oh,
I call
wow.
it like, for me, I think obviously because I've got boys, I'm not doing the whole like that fairy girly stuff anymore or whatever. It feels like it's kind of like an Alice through the Looking Glass kind of crystal. Really, it just feels really magical. And this ring's actually from Glastonbury. So,
Wow.
Oh,
yeah.
That's
So
cool.
it's just beautiful. It's just something that just resonates. And I think obviously, working with Carl Gray's energy, like with the energy healing from him and the angels, I think it's just very prominent for me most of the time. Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful. I love that. We haven't had anybody say that, so you're the first, which is awesome.
Oh, I do
So
like
thank you for introducing our
aqua
guests.
aura as well. I do like the aqua aura.
Oh,
That's
yes.
beautiful.
All the auras have just such beautiful energy. Absolutely gorgeous. Okay, third question is, have you ever experienced extra-dimensional intelligence, meaning visitations, UFOs, or anything like that?
I haven't actually would say that I've had any visitations from UFOs or seen any UFOs. I know this is one of Rhonda's things. They love Rhonda and they like to come and knock on Rhonda's door the whole time. And for me, I feel when I'm sleeping that I'm moving a lot. I feel there's a lot of traveling going on in my sleep because I feel like I'm working and I'm not quite sure what's going on, but it really feels like, and I wake up sometimes with this kind of like I'm being dropped back in. Yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
but then you talk to medium. You're a medium, and you use that energy. So you're always talking to angels, and so those are extra dimensionals as well.
True. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I'm always asking for their support,
Dropping in.
protection. Yeah.
So if a UFO landed in your backyard or over your neighborhood, would you freak out?
No, I don't think I would.
No.
Maybe I might for like the first couple of seconds or minutes, and then I'd grab my children, and then we'd all be like looking. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I always wondered, like, what would you do? Like, Okay.
I don't know. I think you'd probably pinch yourself like make sure that you're seeing it. What do you do, Rhonda? You're the one with all the experience here.
I look at them and go, oh my God, and then I forget to take pictures. But I have taken lots of pictures, but they're just lights in the sky, so it's not that really exciting. But yeah, no, I usually grab whoever I can, and people are very reluctant to come out and see. I don't know what it is. Like when you see one, they go, yeah. It's like they're almost forced reluctance. I don't know.
I think it's the fear of the unknown, that something bigger could be out there. It's the respect coming up.
Yeah, I think they're there. They're just there. So.
Oh, they're there.
Do they talk to you? Like when you see them, do you get like downloads come through?
I think so, and I definitely talk to them and ask them to signal back, and they do.
Oh, so, wow. Yeah, you done that at Mount Shasta, didn't you? I remember.
I've done it at home too, and even my husband has seen them flash back. Why is that one flashing? Because I asked it to. Why are we getting flashes? Because I told them if they're here, just flash us.
Right.
Yeah. That's not right.
That's not right. Aww, we love Dave.
Yeah, so anyways, we've just so enjoyed having you on. So let people know where they can find you. And I know that links are in the comments, but just let them know, just tell us where we can find you.
Okay, you can find me. It's really easy. My website is my name, so kellyleaning.com. I'm on Instagram also. Kelly Leaning is how you'd find me. I have just recently, as in yesterday, opened my doors to my online school. So I can be available for all time zones and everyone who wants to work at their own pace. And yeah, there you can actually learn to activate your inner healer and learn to read your Akashic records and become a certified Akashic record practitioner if you choose. Or if you just want to just learn how to read your records, you can just do like level 1 because it's a 3-level thing. And it's called Ask Thy Akash. And that would be at kellyleaning.teachable.com. So I'm on Facebook as well. I have a private group called Trust, Heal, Be Thyself, Kelly Leaning's Healing Hub. And yeah, contact me at info@kellyleaning.com. So just look for my name, basically, and you'll find me.
Yeah, and she's got a link tree, so it's really easy to go and get into everything just from her link tree. It's an awesome.
And I also offer copper self-empowerments as well, which are basically, these are my Friday newsletters which go out where I have where I interview like-minded individuals, and they get to share with us all how they started to trust and how they started to heal and how they started to be themselves, which I find really, really interesting because the stuff is it just really resonates. And also, it's creating community as like this show is today, just bringing people together. We're all little lights all over the globe and we're all just sparkling. It's nice when we can all connect and sparkle together.
Absolutely. Awesome. I think, it creates a great web because there's so much out there that wants to create a negative vibe and we have to really shine our lights bright because it just takes a little light to make the darkness go away. So.
It does indeed.
Great. So thank you so much.
I just have the winner real quick.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm sorry. I need Teresa here too.
It's okay. So the winner of last week's Share It Out, who won the Soul Spa meditation, is Deborah J. Williams. Congratulations, Deborah.
Congratulations.
I'll give that to you. And if you guys want a chance to experience Egypt in a truly powerful, transformative way, make sure you share this out. Invite your friends, because whoever shares it the most gets a chance to win. And you will get that next week. So don't miss your chance.
Wow. Yeah, because it's the Egyptian New Year, isn't it? This today?
Is it? That's perfect.
I think it is the Egyptian New Year.
It's Newfoundland Labrador Day tomorrow.
Okay. That's also cool.
It's also cool. So everyone, have a lovely week ahead, and we'll see you next week. And great. Thanks so much again, Kelly. And,
my absolute pleasure. Thank you for having me. It's an absolute honor to be here. I'm really, really grateful. I'm so blessed. So thank you.
Kelly's 6 hours ahead of us. So the next 6 hours should be all peace and magic because we've had Kelly on. Right?
Good.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. I'm going to